Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2021 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view review. And the first match was the opener between Bayley and Bianca Belair. And it was an alright match. It wasn't anything special compared to other Hell in a Cell matches before. I think they could have used some more of the cell in the match, and it just felt like more of a wrestling hardcore type of match, and it didn't have the Hell in a Cell-esque feel to it. But I did like the finish at the end of the match where Bianca Belair gave Bayley the KOD into the ladder. And I felt that was a pretty good part to the match. But I don't think it should have been a Hell in a Cell match. I think it should have went to Seth Rollins and Cesaro. We'll see what happens next with Bianca Belair. My guess is she might go into a SummerSlam program with Sasha Banks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The next match was Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, and this match started out hot. Seth Rollins came out and attacked Cesaro from behind. And ladies and gentlemen, this was an awesome back and forth match between two great athletes, and there was some great wrestling action. And I mean, they pulled off their usual moves. And Seth Rollins ends up getting the roll-up. And this was a pretty good wrestling match. I enjoyed it. And it ended with a roll-up. And I feel that I don't think that this feud is over yet. And then maybe hopefully at SummerSlam or the next pay-per-view or Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, they have a match with a stipulation. I wish Seth Rollins and Cesaro had a Hell in a Cell match, but I think they're going to continue this feud. And Cesaro lost 2 in a row, ladies and gentlemen, and he lost against Roman Reigns, and then he lost against Seth Rollins. So hopefully this is not a D-push, so to say. But overall, it was a pretty good match, and I don't think we have seen the feud ender of the match. And I think this should have been a Hell in a Cell match, but it wasn't. But a great match either way. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The next match was Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler, and this match was lame. Lame. Ladies and gentlemen, the next match was Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the 10 billionth time. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these two could wrestle each other forever, and it could be great each and every single time they face each other. And ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens was selling the Nigerian nail, and that he was selling that obstacle. And this wasn't a technical match. This was a brutal slugfest. This wasn't a wrestling match between the two. This was a straight up fight. And Sami Zayn jumped over the ropes and landed on Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens was selling the shoulder. We don't know if he hurt his shoulder for real or not, but it really added on to the match and the story. I mean, this was a great match. They beat the daylights out of each other, but the Nigerian nail that he suffered 2 nights before the match and the shoulder injury gave Sami Zayn the match. And what a great storyline this conspiracy, a possible conspiracy against Sami Zayn. That storyline is gold. And what if there is a real conspiracy? It should possibly lead to something. You never know. Is the McMahons out? Are they, or is it the people within the inner workings going against Sami Zayn? We don't know. But the match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was just plain out awesome. And every time they wrestle, they just have a beautiful match. They have a great match, and maybe one of these days they should have a 2 out of 3 falls, 3 stages of hell match. Maybe they should do that to end their feud one of these days. Great match. Could be possibly the match of the night. That match was more brutal than the Bayley and Bianca Belair match. 10-star match. Great match. Can't say enough about the feud between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They work well with each other. The next match was Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley, and it was better than their WrestleMania match they had last year, and it was a pretty good heel versus heel match, but this match ended in a disqualification. There's not really much going on in the Raw Women's division, and then there's kind of a lack of depth in the Raw Women's division, and I'm sure they'll probably have a rematch at Money in the Bank, and they really need to bring back Becky Lynch to really help pull the Raw Women's division out of the muck and mire. But it was, I'm sure Charlotte and Rhea will face each other again next month, and the winner should go on to SummerSlam and face Becky Lynch, because we need Becky Lynch back badly in the Raw Women's division. There's just not much depth right now in the Raw Women's division, but probably the best women's match of the night at Hell in a Cell. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Probably the best women's match of the night. And ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the 2021 Hell in a Cell the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was Bobby Lashley defending his championship against Drew McIntyre, and this match was a knockdown, drag out Hell in a Cell match, and these men beat the stuffings out of each other, and they almost beat the very life out of each other's bodies. It was an excellent match. I mean, MVP got himself involved in the match. That was brilliant as well. And ladies and gentlemen, the match was probably one of the best Hell in a Cell matches that we have probably ever witnessed in a while. It was definitely better than Bayley versus Bianca. Bayley versus Bianca Belair. Ladies and gentlemen, it was one of the most intense Hell in a Cell matches. We know how it ended. It ended in the most ironic way ever. A schoolboy! And I think it was a brilliant end to the match. Now, Drew McIntyre, where does he go from here? He won't be able to contend for the championship as long as Bobby Lashley is the champion. And what's next for Bobby Lashley? Could it be a Fiend? Or could it be a Beast? We know Bobby Lashley's probably gonna hold the championship past Money in the Bank. But will he lose it at SummerSlam? Could it be against Brock? Or could it be against the Fiend? But overall, it was an excellent pay-per-view. Great match. Great show. And an awesome main event. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have yourself a great day, a great evening. Thank you all very much for watching my 2021 Hell in a Cell review.